Have you ever wondered just how far one person can go to ensure the safety of their neighborhood? In 1989, Sergeant Bill Falk, an Army Ranger stationed at Fort Lewis, Washington, found himself in the eye of this storm. He bought a house in a rough Tacoma neighborhood, aiming to help push out the drugs and gangs that plagued the area. The late 1980s and 1990s were a time of explosive gang violence in America. This was fueled by easy access to cars and deadlier weapons, making these years particularly dangerous. The crack epidemic was at its peak, and drug-related crime had surged a staggering 180% throughout the decade. Tacoma, the very place Falk called home, was the epicenter of gang activity in Washington state. Falk's concern grew when he suspected a house on his block was a hub for dealing crack cocaine. He had purchased his house with the belief that property values would rise and was determined to ensure the neighborhood would become safe from the clutches of gangs and drug dealers. Taking matters into his own hands, Falk started videotaping visitors to the suspected drug house. His suspicions were correct. The occupants were members of the notorious Crips gang. As Falk continued to document their movements, the gang members began to threaten him. Fearing an imminent attack, Falk called his friends from the 2nd Ranger Battalion to his house for a party and to provide backup. His fears were justified. On September 23, 1989, just after the Rangers arrived, around 15 to 20 gang members began to shoot at Falk's house. Thankfully, the Rangers had brought their own personal weapons. The Crips were likely taken aback when their intended victim's house began to return fire. For an astonishing 10 to 30 minutes, an intense gun battle raged on the streets of residential Tacoma. Witnesses reported hundreds of rounds being fired from handguns, shotguns, and semi-automatic weapons. Miraculously, nobody was hurt. The police arrived, ending the gunfire. All but 2 of the gang members fled. The 2 who were caught were arrested, but only 1 was charged. The Rangers' weapons were confiscated, but the Army deemed their actions necessary for self-defense. This gun battle marked a turning point for Tacoma. It brought the city's gang problem into the national spotlight and inspired residents to take a more active role in ensuring the safety of their neighborhoods. In Falk's case, his decision to stand against gang violence in his community brought about a change that reverberated far beyond the boundaries of his own neighborhood. His story is a testament to the power of individual action in the face of danger and a reminder of the lengths some will go to protect their communities.